it's the triples. Welcome again to the border region of New South Wales and Queensland. Now, they may not have anything like our beaches back home in Scotland, but their lads are very comfortable here at the Tweed Heads Club on this rink. They've won the opening matches, the pairs 15-10 and the singles in a tiebreak, George Sneddon prevailing over Kelvin Kerkow. Very exciting it was too. We're hoping for more of the same in the triples today. And representing Australia, it will be Steve Glasson, Kelvin Kerkow and Rex Johnston up against David Peacock, George Sneddon and Alex Marshall. Well, Ian Schuback, we always had the leads are very important in triples, but what an engaging contest it is for the skips.
Should be a great game. Alex Marshall, what an effort in the pairs. I no doubt he'll continue that fine form. I cannot recall ever Australia being beaten 3-0. The pressure's on the Aussies in this match today.
Let's have a look at the conditions of play for the triples. There'll be 2-bowl triples played over 18 ends. Our old friend, the 30-second shot clock, will be ticking away. As usual, for our matches here, no dead ends. If the jack is sent out of bounds, it'll be respotted on a predetermined mark on the rink. Well, it might seem that the pressure's off because this first international has gone the way of Scotland, but as Steve Glasson steps on the mat, I think the Aussies will be very keen to at least get a match under their belts, because they've certainly been shown the way by the skill and the temperament of the Scots so far.
And you come, upload. Great shot, Glass.
And that is a good opening from Steve Glasson. And I think of the three matches we see in this format, pairs, singles and triples, that we've had some classic singles matches over the years and some great pairs. There is something about the triples with all six players on the rink that does get the crowd in.
Played, mate.
And especially with opening bowls like this. Glasson with many friends, I'm sure, in the audience. And many admirers.
She comes back. Shot, Stevie.
Pretty important for the hopes of the Australians across the series as a whole that they do well here.
See him again.
David Peacock, a very strong second half of the pairs match in this first test.
David. Quick, Dave. Quick, Dave. What a shot.
Another good one. And Kelvin Kerkow also from this area. Got family here. Needs to make a correction.
Shot, sit that.
George Sneddon, something of a revelation in the singles. The match that he had with Kelvin Kerkow will long be remembered, I think, by those fortunate enough to watch it.
John says.
Kelvin would take a certain amount of pleasure in shading George if he possibly could, as they go against each other in this triples match.
Right shot, man. Unlucky, I think. One down.
Oh dear. Yes, that wasn't quite the way to do it. He's done George a favour. They'd better be
anywhere
soon.
in that area, George.
10 seconds on the clock. No problem. Alex Marshall obviously considering where some insurance should be placed. And that will satisfy him, I think. I'm sure the Scots would love to sweep this first test. Rex Johnston, what can he do about it? Scott's Shuey definitely come ready to play.
What'd you do then? Pulled a hammy.
Oh, Rex Johnston hasn't he?
On the right area, but
New action.
He's just pulled a hamstring or something. Rex Johnston on that delivery.
What'd you do?
I just kinked.
was kinked, whatever that is.
The knee went plunk on him.
Lockjaw or something. The knees locked up on. The Aussies have rarely, if ever, been beaten in a test match without winning at least one match.
Lean, Alec.
Okay. Done, Matt.
I'll just draw up there, mate. You're full on the white's good.
Obviously, a lot of bowlers call the jack the white. The outdoor jacks used to be white, more yellow around the world these days. Yellow jacks rather than white ones. Rex Johnston needs to arrive.
And doesn't quite.
Still lay the one, Alec. Hey. Wide his draw. Back now.
All right, Matt.
Okay, it's good.
Good try.
One.
One to Scotland to open this triples match. Bob Mullins indicates that. 18 end triples. Scotland with the mat. David Peacock coming this way for the first time. Just a little heavy.
Might see another Glasson on the scene in a decade or less. Steve's young 8-year-old son, Ben, has just won the zone under 18. A wonderful bowl from Steve Glasson in Sydney. His zone pairs and fours, under 18.
And he's 8.
And he's 8 years of age. Qualified to play off in the New South Wales under 18 state finals. He's only been playing, Ben, for 3 years. Started when he was 5. Already won 2 zone titles in Sydney. Incredible.
How would that be if you're a 15 or 16-year-old coming home and say, "Oh, Mum, I got beaten by an 8-year-old"? Oh, that's incredible. Well, we've seen young Ben turning up here over the years to watch his dad play.
Line.
You have father and son in the same national team if he keeps that up.
Yes, I can imagine Steve Glasson, he would not be
4 feet.
out of the Australian side for the next few years. This man's been out and in, out, back in. Kerkow.
Out here, Calvin.
Currently ranked
There you guys, good, man.
number 2 in the country.
Drop that little bit of
Kelvin
weight,
Kerkow.
You can imagine, you know, Dad on the mat and son down at the kitty ends, and well, Dad, I want you to draw for shot. No, I want to drive, son. Dad,
Stopped.
I'm telling you.
Drop.
Green very quick here today. Obviously, players going overweight. 6 bowls, more than a metre beyond the jack. Only 1 bowl short. So very humid today at Tweed Heads. Causes the carpet to run quicker.
Check out. Yep.
Australia holding a couple. Alex Marshall. As the Australians discuss the health of Rex Johnston's knee.
It's normally, Steve, they'd have a two ends of practice. Well, all players agreed not to have a practice end. Johnston obviously was not warmed up. Seems to be walking okay back to the mat now, Rex Johnston. Well, he's gone for a trot. He's almost broken down.
He's
Remember, many years ago, Rex Johnston, he had a serious back injury at World Bowls in Adelaide. Almost had to carry him onto the green. Let's see how his balance is at the point of delivery. Steady.
He just might want to give himself a bit more time to get to the mat if he has got a slight injury, because he often leaves it quite late and bustles up.
Good effort, mate.
Very good score.
Just a 2. Drop a yard.
Close.
Ball. To the ball. Ball. Well played, Dave.
Oh, well played. He's a genius, this Alex Marshall. Does it time and again.
Yes, there's
You
no,
just got to arrive there,
no
mate.
shot
If
in
you
the
have to
book
get
that he
wide,
cannot
it's okay.
play. Perfect weight onto
on
the
him.
shot bowl, falls back, touches the jack, 2 down to 1 up.
Hurry now.
Come on, you're close, Rexy.
Hurry. Paddles.
Hang on, mate. Oh, you're just under it.
Great effort, mate.
Good try. Rolled it just the once. And that's another shot to Scotland. And 2 ends played, 2 shots to the visitors.
Or
Scotland
half an inch.
5 shots to 4 and 4 ends to 3. And once again, Australia has advanced the mat to then about half a metre of the mark, Shuey. So more of the same. The Aussies are figuring.
Yeah, Steve's getting very confident. He's brought the mat up actually
Starter, Stevie.
probably only about 20 or 30 centimetres from the minimum mark. He's just rolled the jack far enough. It's a real skill in itself. Indoor jacks are made of steel. They're almost twice the weight of an outdoor jack. It must take a lot of practice to roll the jack accurately.
Wait, mate.
How did that practice evolve, Shuey, of the indoor jacks being so much heavier?
Safety concerns for spectators, Steve. Quite often a lot of indoor tournaments, the spectators sit behind the rink. We've got the backing boards here,
Good bomb.
but jacks can be propelled off the green. So in the interests of spectator safety,
They made it out of steel.
the last 10 or 12 years, the indoor jacks around the world have been made of steel so that they don't lift off quite as easy. Mind you, I put one through a glass window here at Tweed Heads myself, so they still can be dangerous.
Yeah, but you picked it up and threw it.
Most of the players today, they've got big, powerful drives. Kerkow
the blue one
and
now,
Glasson, 2 of the quickest in the country. Alex Marshall, he loves to attack.
Well done. Jack in the ditch.
Jack into the ditch. Well, this will be controlled weight, not full-blooded drive. Few inches of grass, swing onto the jack. And he's narrow, but got a good result.
Well done, mate.
Jack is in the ditch, but the Scottish bowl, the toucher remains on the tee, but Scotland have one right near the ditch, if you don't mind.
Yes, that's how I planned it, George will say to.
A toucher of the jack means that will be a live bowl. It's driven in, and look where it finishes. Good result. Well, Kerkow heavy. Into the creek it will go.
On George.
Goes off it, George. This yellow one's about 2.5 feet from the ditch. Try and get a count up.
Just for the benefit of non-bowling viewers, if bowl goes into the ditch and touches the jack, it is not a toucher once the jack is into the ditch. So the players have to draw close without falling in.
Carefully hurrying back to the mat, just reminding you he's got a bit of a twinge in the left knee.
Rex Johnston could find this gap looking for the Scottish bowl. May save the shot until his last bowl, draw another second shot, and then attack the Scottish bowl near the ditch, which is not a toucher. So if it is driven in, it will be a dead bowl and go on the bank.
Spin right.
Like that.
Disappointing. Alex Marshall's just as likely to draw 2 shots now.
You make drawing to the ditch part of your practice regimen, Shuey, when you're hard at it?
All top players will tell you, Steve, that's one of the most difficult and yet least practiced shots of all. And it can win or lose you a major title, this particular type of shot.
Start swinging. Start swinging.
Clear that way.
That's why Alex Marshall's ranked #2 in the world. Super shot, but a target for Johnston maybe to attack.
Just 2 years, maybe.
Johnston playing controlled weight for the Scottish bowls.
He's chasing them. Oh, it's well off target
And
though.
again.
Alex Marshall, he might drop half a metre now. Holding 2, does not need to go as close to the ditch.
Come on, Ali.
This
Well
could
played,
be a
mate.
telling moment of the match.
Come on, Ali, come.
With 1s and 2s so far. He's hunting for 3 and he's got them. Alex Marshall, his quality. And in the 8th end, Scotland had 3 to move to 8-4. And David Peacock has quickly pulled the mat back after Scotland secured ownership of it.
Very good.
No more flirting with these Aussie short ends. Probably won't worry Steve Glasson though.
Australia and New Zealand have a reputation of being the best countries at short ends on fast greens.
Great effort,
UK-based players the best in the world at the long
Great
ends.
effort, mate. Great try. Just down, mate. Don't wait. Promote your own. I'll set the yellow one. Close, Dave. Keep it running. Very close this time, Dave. Quick. Quick, Dave. Quick. Well played, mate. Sam again. Good value, man. Shot, Stevie. Stay there, George. Any contact on the blue balls guarantees you the shot.
George Sneddon, he was already on the mat ready to play the open forehand, which you should never do. Wait for the skip's call, and Alex Marshall says, no, I want you to play with weight, promote one of our bowls.
Down you come. Down. Down.
And he's done it. Great bowl.
George. Well done, mate.
That'll please his skip.
Just go up to
That's
the
why
ball.
Alex Marshall is skipping the Scottish side. Wonderful result.
Kerkow to try to answer. Australia's in a little bit of trouble at 8-4 down.
Great effort,
After 8 ends, nearly at the halfway point
Great try.
of the
Watch the
match.
same again, George. And just set that yellow ball.
And as far as giving away shots is concerned, the Scots were as miserly as we often like to paint them in our in many an international jest, but that's a good thing in
Good
bowls.
place here, George.
One of the Australian shots, Steve, is actually
Take it on.
given away by Alex Marshall
Right.
too, which
Right.
Alex would
Right,
not have
good.
been happy
Change your
about.
weight.
10 ends remaining.
All right, man.
Scotland 4 in front, so Australia need to string a few ends together shortly.
Just get it with the...
That's not a contributor, as you might say, and Kel knows it.
If he makes contact with the Australian bowl, should be a good result. Should happen to slide around or underneath,
Come on, Alec.
Good
up
receptive
now.
bowl.
Well done, mate.
Leave it further. Right to the centre. Well played.
Well done.
Start now.
Well, there they are, almost in a row.
Rex Johnston should not be thinking about trailing the jack. Australia a little vulnerable at the head with just one bowl near the jack. Now does Marshall play weight for the Australian bowl?
Start. Line 2. Line 2. Fancy 2.
Much the same as Scotland was 73. They're
Line
still
again.
there. Australia have dropped from 77% effective down to 71.
You're better here, mate.
Run here, Alec.
Better here.
You're trying. You're trying.
Teammates like it a
There you
little
go.
more. He's added some weight.
Perfect. Got it.
And he's got a couple, maybe 3.
Just draw down, draw up there, mate. Give it a chance.
If Rex Johnston cannot change the way this head looks, the Aussies will be really in trouble.
Sorry, mate.
And they are. Could be trailing by as many as 7. And it is 3 to Scotland. 9 ends played and 11-4. Well, in just 2 ends, Scotland have gone from 5-4 up to 11-4. Taken something of a good hold of this match.
Very good, mate. That's steady. Shot, mate. Well done.
Certainly the Australians need to lift. They've let 2 threes slip through their fingers in the last 2 ends.
Same weight, Dave.
Hope so.
Quick, Dave. Quick.
Struggling.
Just try, mate.
Glasson would like to hand over with Australia holding 2. Rex Johnston would like him to. And that's what he's done. And maybe this end could be Australia's. They need it now.
Well, Alex Marshall asking George Sneddon for a drive, and I'm sure that George will play more weight this time.
He does. But can't bring it back.
Next time, George.
Still trying to beat the back one there, man.
So this end and 8 more to play and 7 the difference. That's rather ugly maths of it if you're an Australian supporter. Looks pretty good for Scotland.
Not a big target for Scotland though, Steve. It's just
Missing.
it's not broadening the target at all. So what does the skip call now?
Try the same again. Will you draw there?
Giving George
That ball's a bit of
Sneddon
ball
the
shot,
choice.
Jack high. Draw the shot. Oh, okay.
After a full-blooded drive, most players will fail on the draw shot by being too heavy. It takes a lot of skill to have a full-blooded drive,
An effort,
play a
good
draw
run.
shot with perfect weight.
Big effort, George. Quick, George.
All right, George.
Good try. Good
Spread it,
attempt.
spread it. Well
That's
done.
good.
That's good, George.
It's a good bowl.
I thought that ball was going to fall, didn't I?
Still hold 2, Carl. They were on this side, Matt.
Shot.
I killed it.
You can rock him, George.
Australia so far 2 singles and a
shot.
double in the 6th end.
Great, George.
There you
Good shot,
go.
man.
A multiple count would really help the cause here. See the single in the 3rd and the 7th, double in the 6th. Those 2 threes in the 8th and 9th ends have really hurt them.
Alex Marshall will play weight, looking to work off this bowl onto the jack, out into the open. 2 or 3 metres of running.
Close, Alec. Now.
One big turn, mate.
One turn. It's good, Alex.
Alex Marshall. Well, that means 3 bowls very tight around the jack. John McDougall there, the President of Bowls Australia, in the middle. Bobby Dobbins to the right there, team manager.
Maybe time for Rex to take a risk here. Australia, they really need some momentum. Maybe Johnston attack the Scottish bowl.
Sorry, pedals.
He'll need the inside of the bowl.
Come on, Rexy.
Get it right.
Push the jack
Get it
through.
right. Oh, you'll be on that. Good shot. Good shot.
Probably one down.
Lucky, mate.
Oh, there's nothing going right for. Look at Kerkow. He's had enough. Shake of the head. What have we got to do?
I'm going fishing, he says.
Just giving the shot away, Rex Johnston.
This one. Yep.
No.
Going to get our ball first. Might get the edge of it. Try and just even draw to that.
Good glue at heat.
Pear's gold medal was with George Sneddon.
Good ball, mate.
Rex. Rex could play
Any
another.
weight either hand, mate. Get onto that. We can score. We've got probably the next 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
Plenty of Australian bowls around the jack. So Johnston, positive weight. Looking for the short Australian bowl. Push the Scottish bowl clean out.
Some sort of chance, pal.
Oh. Oh.
Come on,
Lovely
mate.
Good
go.
shot, Rex.
Oh,
Great shot.
well played. Might have 3 there. It is 3.
Shot paddles.
That's a great
Up there,
result
mate.
for the Aussies, and much needed too to answer the 2 threes that Scotland put together in the previous 2 ends. That looks a bit better.
No nonsense type of player, Alex Marshall. Known as Taddy to everyone in the game. Could not pronounce Alex when he was a youngster.
Will do.
Called himself Taddy. Name
Right.
stuck ever
Yeah,
since.
well done.
That's good. Okay, pedals.
Well, Johnston, he will search for the jack, I would suspect, on his forehand. No, it's backhand. Dead drawing. Big pressure shot here for Rex.
Only got to let go, mate.
Swoop, come on. Swoop, Rexy, swoop. Great try, mate.
Great
Yeah.
effort. The line through, Alex.
Johnson still has 1 to play. Can try and
I think so.
just better that by a fraction.
Just heard Alex Marshall say, get there first, meaning play Rex Johnston's type of shot,
Drop now.
make it more difficult for Rex to convert.
Great effort, mate.
I made the
2 down, mate.
same line as Johnson.
Same bowl's okay, unless you want to play down through there.
Try and rattle it down
Yep,
somewhere.
good. Like it.
Forehand with weight. Ideal result, inside edge off the Australian bowl, top left of the jack.
The right sort of connection now. Got him solid on that.
It looks like 3 to Scotland. And it could be very difficult to retrieve. It is 3. And that's a 15-8 lead. 13 ends played.
Fine, I got got one, did you? Finally got a jack.
Yeah, I've got one there, yeah. Brilliant, David. Very good.
5 ends left in this match. And 7 shots to retrieve. I'll go right out on a limb, Shuey, and I just don't think they can do it.
And I think you're right. We don't often see Steve Glasson out-led.
Close here, Stevie.
David Peacock, he has set the foundation for Scotland.
Ooh.
And this has been Steve's problem.
Try, mate.
Just
About a
playing
yardage.
unders
2
and
foot 6.
overs. Peacock playing, in bowls terminology, around the clock, both sides of the rink.
Pace, mate.
This side is a lot slower than the forehand.
Okay.
He's handled it pretty well.
What do you think?
You've got more chance of getting back to there, I think.
The way the match has gone, with Australia only gathering 8 shots in 13 ends, it's a lot to think they could pick up 7 in 5.
Great try. Great effort, mate. Good try.
Front yellow ball, George. 2.5 feet. You can draw around that.
Just looking at the Scottish backhand, 68%. Australia pretty well even. Obviously the skips have to chop and change, but that high percentage of backhand shots is due to the fact that the Scottish lead, David Peacock, has been playing every lead bowl on his backhand. George Sneddon, well, he'll play anything that the skip wants.
Just turn, Steve. Even into here, mate. Good.
Australia must win this end to have any chance at all.
There.
7 down.
It's good. Well done.
Only 5 ends remaining.
On your teammate.
Australia have not played poorly, 69%, but Scotland have been up in that high to mid-70s the whole match. Man for man,
28, George. Keep running.
must be said, the Scottish players have out-bowled Glasson, Kerkow and Johnston today.
That, mate.
Whack it.
It augurs well for them for the rest of the series.
No, whack it.
Shuey, whack it is the request from Rex Johnston. Give it some.
Does he give it some? Kerkow tried to go too quick.
Take your foot off if you're not quickly out of the way.
So in the next test, the opening pairs match between Marshall and Sneddon versus Kerkow and Glasson. What a match.
This is good. Good for that. It's good, Alex. Good tuner.
Well, Rex Johnston, he's a bit of an injury today. I don't think he's got any option but to play weight straight up the line, looking at sending the jack off the rink. They need to score, Australia. Rex is playing backhand. He's got plenty on it.
That's something, mate.
Squirts it out and
Well done.
at least has exposed it. It'll be respotted on that little mark placed by Bob Mullins there. Becomes a bowl apiece drawing contest now. Marshall first with his last.
Scotland holding 2 shots.
Sit on here.
Mind you, a metre and a half or more away.
What's that?
This will be number 3.
That's good.
Wow, Rex Johnston,
Okay, mate. Yeah.
very experienced. Not easy to draw to a jack off the line. The jack is actually 1 metre inside the rink. You'll notice a faint line there on the right. That is not the edge of the rink. It's outside that line.
Well done, mate. 2 good shots.
And his teammates like it. It's good enough. And Rex Johnston to finish pretty handily and pick up the shot. They might needed more, but it does keep them in it at 15-9. Australia 6 shots down, 4 ends to play. Those here at the Tweed Heads Club who have watched Scotland secure the first 2 wins, pairs and singles, will not be feeling too cheery about Australia's prospects here. Although Glasson's made a good start, 15th of 18 ends. Well, they need nothing less than a 2, Shuey.
Shot again, I think.
Preferably a
Well
3.
played. Run. Well done.
Well, at least
Run,
a
run,
couple
run.
of multiple counts, Steve, in the last 4 ends. And that's 2 to Glasson.
That's just about a ball shot of Jack High, David.
The way the Scottish players have
Sounds
played,
like
however, sure they'll beat at least one of those Steve Glasson bowls. Well, this would be David Peacock's first bowl on this side of the rink in this direction.
Keep swinging. Swinging. A good attempt, just 2 feet behind.
It's okay. Bowls are never wasted behind the jack. Good players have the ability to trail the jack. Big problems arise on the short bowls blocking the path
now,
to
Kel.
the jack.
Right out, mate. Shot.
Well done.
Well, they're giving themselves a chance at a multiple count here. You have to think, without Marshall to have the final say in this end, that he's likely to do something.
Well, George Sneddon, he's got to be
Now,
careful.
George, close for this.
He'd love to trail the jack. If he finds the gap, he should pick up the jack. He's got it. 3 down to 2 up. Great bowl, George Sneddon.
It's on fire.
Oh, we've got
Kept the
score up there, mate.
surprised
About a
look
yard
off
past
his
the blue
face,
front one.
George.
He'll save that for later.
He's a real character of the game. Kerkow. 2 down.
Had a welder there, Kel.
Terrific, Kel. Very good.
On the track now, mate.
The right sort of contact here. Got him, mate. Good shot.
Well played, 2 down to 1 up. It's a game of conversion.
Great
4
shot,
inches
Fred.
off the jack, just a run the backhand. Turn the jack's good.
So out goes George Sneddon's bowl. Half a roll, and that was enough.
George. Quick. Quick, George. Good try, mate. Good try. Try, George.
You've got to like the game of George Sneddon today. He's really given every bowl a chance. Australia's not got closer than
Another one, mate. Another
3 shots.
Well, play volley.
It's currently 6, but holding now, so possibly 5.
Alex Marshall cannot see the jack from the mat. It's just as likely to draw the shot as his last bowl. He's short on this occasion.
Johnston looking for a precious
Track, mate.
second.
Come on, hurry now.
Come on, Paddles.
Hurry now, Paddles.
Come on, Richie. You're close.
Come on, mate. Keep
Made
coming.
a very good shot here.
Yeah, mate.
Right to it, mate.
He has played a good
Great
shot.
Great shot.
Stands on its running surface and looks good for 2.
Well, at the moment, Steve, that's Australia
I
trailing.
get still there, Ali.
Far is it off the, what's the gap?
4 or 5 inches. You're needing about a yard.
They're back in this match, Australia, trailing by 4 shots at the moment, with 3 ends remaining after this bowl. Almost impossible shot here for Alex Marshall.
Hold up. Hold.
tried to get rid of that Johnston bowl, which is just about to fall over. And it doesn't. They pick it up quickly. No, they get that too. I thought it might have fallen and favoured Scotland, but it's a couple to Australia in 15-11. Well, it's difficult, but not impossible. Australia's actually won 4 of the last 6 ends and scored 7 shots to 4 in that period.
Good, Stevie. Run now, Stevie.
But ends are running out. 3 to play. They know they've got a chance, Shuey.
That's good, mate.
Absolutely, Steve. They've trailed the whole match, the Aussies, but they could score on this end. They've never scored 3 ends on the trot, so they've won the last 2 ends, Australia. They could win this end. Maybe the Scottish players will have a few self-doubts about the result of this match. Good battle of the 2 leads.
10 inches.
Glasson, when needed, has responded.
Good track. Come on, Stevie, sit right on it. Little touch. Good shot, Stevie.
More Glasson. Takes the jack for a walk.
Go back there if you want. He's about 4 inches, 5 inches off the jack.
It's actually been better for Australia not to trail the jack. Really taken the 2 short bowls out of the equation now. Players won't have much trouble beating the 2 bowls top of screen, and
try.
This one's not going to change, but good position just
The one to
behind.
beat. That's the second. Down here, Mark.
Possibly gives Kelvin Kerkow an aiming mark, though, that last
Well
bowl.
Goal kill.
Really need bowls right on the jack. That's a counter and a very good one, but it's almost half a metre beyond the jack.
Draw on both sides.
And George Sneddon's been in some kind of form in this match.
This is just the end where he's needed to, Steve. Cannot rely on the skip, Alex Marshall, every time to save. Marshall would be happy.
Down you go. Keep swinging.
With second shot.
Down you go.
Good, George.
Second. Hold on.
Time again, Mark.
Again, it could be a sider for Kelvin. He'd just like to draw inside George's effort.
Shot here, Mark. Come on.
Restore the status quo.
Yes. Come on, there, down the hole now.
And it's not there.
You didn't think he had one.
It's very good. The better shots on the other side, George. Just the same kind of weight as the first one. Just to set the bowler, turn the jack. Same kind of weight.
So why does he want him on the other side, Shuey?
I just heard him say, Alex Marshall, sit the bowl or trail the jack, but this backhand does turn a lot more. So the bowl will possibly swing narrow.
What's now, George?
He's got the weight. He'll hold the
Down,
line.
George. Down.
Super shot.
Well done,
George Sneddon, 1 down to 2 up. Great bowl.
Well, he said he's maybe the man of the match. You can contest that with Alex. But that was a super effort again from George Sneddon.
I've got to get 40 seconds.
Rex Johnston, he needs movement on the jack. Oh, he's looking for plenty of movement.
Go for the forehand there.
Yep.
Scotland probably holding 3 shots now. It's a measure maybe for the 3rd.
No.
Well, any chance Australia has in this match will all come down to the next bowl from Rex Johnston.
Sit middle, really good.
Good, Ollie.
Sit in among there. Come tight.
Okay. It's okay.
Well, I think you got to reach again, mate.
We just squirt it, that sort of thing.
Well, Goes right out there with a chance.
Well, Kelvin, he does not want to come near the head. He's just saying to Rex, whatever. Not a confident call. Less weight from Johnston.
Wants to squeeze the jack
Oh, you are
to the right of the frame.
Rex. Great effort, mate.
Oh, good try.
Oh, too early.
And the Scots can just about wrap it up here. 2 ends after this. They are going to score. They hold a 4-shot lead.
Come on in the swing now. On your weight's good. Come on, Alec. Wee bend. Bend and finishing for him. Yeah, you're in. This'll do. This'll do it.
Oh, I don't know that that counts. They roll 2 out. And who, well, will it be a third? No, just 2. 2 to Scotland, but a 17-11 lead and 2 ends to play. David Peacock, Scotland by 6.
Maybe the last end of the match.
Come on. Oh. Well done, mate. Good.
Rex is going. Good shot, Steve.
Good clapping now.
Well, the Australian skip applauded that bowl all the way to the head and said, good bowl, Steve. And it was actually David Peacock's bowl. So Rex Johnston, he's had a shocker.
Yours wasn't bad, mate. Yeah, you can clap.
Play,
Just
David.
got in early. Great try.
Good shot.
Rex, the match started with getting a twinge in the knee, and it's been hard work ever since.
He's got a twinge in the brain at the moment, Rex. Cheering that blue disc bowl all the way to the jack.
Well, they have been left in admiration for their opponents throughout this match. I don't think they wanted to make it quite so direct.
Skipper shots early, mate.
Well, just have a little look.
No, that's another one there, mate. Well done.
That was a deliberate attempt from Steve to trail the jack or rest the bowl. Australia realise they need a big multiple count. No good dropping short now. So both Australian bowls behind and favouring the jack movement.
About 2 feet behind. Good there, Phil.
Pretty good to there, Kel. Come on, Kel, get it just right, mate. Come on, Kelvin.
Australia did
Just
pick up a
right,
3 in
come
the
on.
10th end.
Got him, mate. Good shot.
Hip shot, mate.
And a 3 here is just about the minimum.
Just drop that, George. Just try and draw something else pretty close.
Have a realistic chance, Steve, that's right. 3 down with 1 to play. Well, that would be the worst case scenario the Australians would want.
Chance.
Holding 1 with good
What's the
position.
chance?
Look at this man. George Sneddon will almost draw the shot. Well, there's no chance now for Australia to score. Well, I wouldn't think more than 1. What a player, George Sneddon.
Got to play here, Kel. Just try. This sort of weight. Just try to get off the edge of that.
That's the shot, is it?
Nah, we got 1. You try and get off the edge of that.
Johnston trying to build up 2 or 3 Australian bowls. To the left of the jack as we're looking at it. Needs to promote that bowl once and stay.
Shot.
Well, that's 2 shots.
That wasn't quite what Rex had in mind, but he'll take it, and so will Kelvin. That's what you meant, isn't it, Skip?
Oh, that'll do. Well done.
That's a good result.
He had to come in on the inside of that bowl.
You're going to do?
Well,
Reach it on the back.
Better,
Turn it over once.
better head for Australia now. They need more than 2. This man would almost have to break down to allow Australia to score more than 2. He's always in the area, Marshall.
They were just too quick.
He's playing weight to try to spring the jack bottom right of screen. It's too wide or too heavy.
So they've still got a bowl of George Sneddon interfering in there. So 2 from Australia in that 16th end, just to keep their slim chances alive, but trailing by 6 as they began this penultimate end. They're holding a couple, and as we mentioned, they really need 3 minimum.
Yes, Australia have scored 1-3 in the match, Steve,
So
but
drop a wee bit of weight, maybe.
Try.
highly unlikely to score 4 on the last end to win. Marshall, he's looking at turning the short bowl onto the jack, squeezing the jack below right of screen.
He's narrow this time.
He's almost got the shot.
Oh, well.
Kelvin Kerkow says, maybe one down.
It is.
It's the brown one, isn't it?
This one here, mate. You gotta come up there with a learning sort of weight. Turn ours onto the jack.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Alex Marshall's just played a miracle bowl, and this could be the match.
Mate, you are a chance, pal.
Come on.
Come on,
Edge.
mate.
What's he
Now
got?
hope for a bit of luck.
Oh, we can't tell. Whose is it? One keeps them in it for another end. Ah, well, we can't tell. It's one to Australia. So they will go to the 18th end, but 5 down. Well, I think if you went back through the international record books, you'd be flat out finding an occasion where in 2-bowl triples that a Scottish combination containing Alex Marshall and George Sneddon dropped to 5.
Absolutely no chance.
Not a bad starter, Stevie.
Let's not
Well
forget
done.
David Peacock up front. He's led particularly well against Steve Glasson. Good combination, really. Peacock, quiet, unassuming type. George Sneddon, great sense of humour. Happy to play whatever the skip wants. And Marshall, one of the best in the world.
Good weight.
Well, they won't give up on it. Whistle hasn't gone. Not that it does, but I think you know what I mean.
I think Rex Johnston, Steve. He was ready to shake hands on the previous end.
Well, it doesn't really help. Taking the jack away from that first bowl of Glasson. Put together a good junior career, did David Peacock. Winning Scottish and British Isles junior titles.
You have to win the Scottish singles just to get into the British Isles Championship, so that's a great effort. One thing about David Peacock, I must say, whenever he has failed, invariably he's been overweight, which is very good for a lead. If you're not going to draw the shot,
Come on.
finish behind the jack, not in front.
You'll count, mate. Well done.
Great shot.
Just touched.
Something near George.
Now, George Sneddon, he's had a great match. No doubt about that.
Hey, mate. Close, George.
Could be in the mood to just extinguish this final Australian challenge.
Where's George? You've got to play, mate. You've got to try and arrive with 8 inches of weight on his bowl. 8 inches of weight onto the counter.
The reason Rex asked for such a delicate weight, any more weight, Kerkow will collect the jack on the way through. He It's just...
We've got 28 inches.
Wow, bad luck. And knock that one in there. Oh.
Much the same again, George.
Well, I think that's a laughter of relief that it's just about over.
Yeah.
The first ever whitewash too, Steve, for Australia in a test series, 3 matches.
Pushing the bird one or curly card up there.
Well, they've been too consistent with flashes of outright brilliance. Scotland.
Go for the paddles.
Story of the match.
Yeah. If it wasn't over 30 seconds ago, it is now.
Set one, I got a chance in the last one.
Rex Johnston, he's already shaking hands with his Australian teammates. He said, I probably won't even play my last. Let's get out of here.
Sitting there, he might have a chance with this outside one.
Great performance from the Scotland trio. They've played well.
Try. Step up. See where Jack was.
Rex Johnson, last bullet in the gun.
Super. Well done. Cheers, mate.
Well done, boys. Too good.
And the players are already shaking hands. It's not just a win in the triples as they pick up another one shot. It's a win in the test by 3 matches to 0 and 18-12 the final score in the triples. High quality performance. David Peacock, George Sneddon and Alex Marshall. Well, that was a fine team performance in the triples from Scotland and excellent form right across that first test. They won it 3 matches to 0 and that will cause the Australians to go away and have a very serious talk about the second test. That starts next week. It will be the pairs first up and the players involved. Steve Glasson and Kelvin Kerkow for Australia, while representing Scotland we'll see George Sneddon and Alex Marshall, who at international level have only ever lost 1 match for Scotland in pairs competition. Hope you can join us then. I'm Steve Rabid for ABC Sport. Goodbye from the Tweed Heads Club.
He fought Napoleon at Waterloo and won. But who was the real Duke of Wellington?
He was a young man of little achievement or position. His prospects were poor.
Now, acclaimed military historian Richard Holmes takes you round the world.
It was India which would give him the chance to prove himself.
To uncover the life of one of history's great leaders.
It's a remarkable thing to find it still here.
Wellington, the Iron Duke starts 7:30 Sunday.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss.
Revisit the heartwarming comedy As Time Goes By.
Why didn't you write?
Oh no, let's not play games. Why didn't you write?
With series 1 and 2 now available on DVD.
I suppose we'd have got married.
Well, I had hoped you'd make an honest woman out of me.
The BBC's As Time Goes By, series 1 and 2 on DVD. From ABC shops, ABC centres, video retailers and ABC Online.
The year I turned 50, I set off alone to live in southwest France.
That was going to be our place, and I don't feel it's our place. I feel it's Mary's place.
I mean, I want to dance on the tabletops and have fun.
She couldn't hide a thing.
I did tell my mother she wasn't allowed to do a Cheryl Kernow.
We have gone through hell, both of us, all of us.
Something About Mary on Australian Story, 8 o'clock Monday.